For over 2 decades, the 2003 NBA Draft has been the untouchable gold standard of basketball. LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Bosh changed the league's trajectory. We honestly thought we would never see a collection of talent like that on a single night again. But as of today, the data is telling us a completely different story. The 2026 freshman class is currently performing at a level we haven't seen in over 30 years. We have 2 different players averaging over 23 points per game on top 10 ranked teams. We have a 6'9" wing with KD's handle and a forward who is the clear National Player of the Year frontrunner. Today we are putting the 2026 prospects side by side with those legendary 2003 icons. Is it finally time to admit that the 2026 class is actually deeper, more skilled, and more versatile? This isn't just a strong draft. This is a draft that will fundamentally break the modern NBA. By the end of this video, you'll see why the 2003 crown is officially under major threat. Let's start with the man at the top of my board, BYU superstar, Dybantsa. At BYU, AJ is currently averaging a staggering 23 points and 7 rebounds per game. He just set an NCAA record with 9 straight 20-point games to start his freshman campaign. Think about that. LeBron James jumped straight to the pros, but AJ is absolutely breaking college ball. He's a 6'9" wing with the shiftiness of a point guard and elite high-volume shooting touch. Scouts are calling his 3-level scoring the most polished and natural they've seen since Kevin Durant. And he's doing it with extreme efficiency in the brutal Big 12. Just last night, he dropped another 20 on TCU, proving he simply does not have off nights this year. In almost any other draft year, AJ would be the undisputed and locked-in #1 overall pick. But in 2026, he's actually in a dogfight for that spot every single time he steps on the court. His ability to create space at his height makes him a nightmare cover for any NBA defender. That's because of the fundamental machine playing over at Duke, the great Cameron Boozer. Cam is currently leading the entire nation in scoring as a freshman at 23.3 points per game. He's also grabbing over 9 rebounds and 4 assists every single night. According to every major scout, he's the runaway favorite for National Player of the Year. He is performing at a level where his impact on winning is basically unmatched in the country. He just put up 27 points on a top 20 Louisville team like it was a casual Sunday afternoon practice. While LeBron was the high-flying phenom, Boozer is a physical monster with an 150 IQ on the court. He is technically more advanced at age 18 than Bosh or Carmelo Anthony were at the same age. He leads Duke in almost every major statistical category, which is basically unheard of in Durham. If you're an NBA GM, how do you even begin to choose between him and a talent like Dybantsa? Boozer's footwork in the post combined with a 38% three-point stroke makes him the perfect modern big. Now let's make the direct 2003 comparison to see if this generational hype is actually real. LeBron James was the most hyped prospect ever, but he entered an NBA that looked very different. Carmelo Anthony won a national title at Syracuse, which is the Boozer equivalent in this scenario. But the 2026 top end is playing in an era of much higher skill density and defensive complexity. The spacing, the shooting range, and the defensive schemes they face every night are NBA level. Dybantsa's shot making at 18 is objectively more varied than 18-year-old LeBron's jump shot was. Cameron Boozer's interior-exterior versatility dwarfs the primary scoring role Melo brought to Syracuse. While 2003 had the one and only chosen one, 2026 has multiple players with tier 1 franchise ceilings. Usually a draft has one clear-cut star, but 2026 is giving us a legendary race for that top spot. And the most terrifying part is that the talent drop-off doesn't happen after those two go off the board. We are witnessing the evolution of the sport where size and skill are finally merging perfectly. Before we look at the incredible depth, I have a massive mission for this growing channel. We are currently at 500 subscribers, but we are on a dead sprint to reach 100,000. If you love deep dive scouting and high accuracy draft boards, you need to hit that sub button. Your support is the only reason I can track these prospects. 2026. We are building the most informed draft community on YouTube, and I want you to be a part of the early crew. This month is about seeing how fast we can grow this thing from the ground up and challenge the algorithm. I want this channel to be the home for the next decade of NBA scouting and player analysis. Now let's get into why 2026 is actually deeper and more international than the 2003 class. Because the man at number 2 on my board might actually be the most professional scorer of the bunch. I'm talking about the Kansas legend in the making, the elite guard, Darryn Peterson. Darryn Peterson is the tier 1 prospect currently lurking in this 2026 class at the number 2 spot. He's a 6'6" guard at Kansas who plays with the poise of a 10-year NBA veteran already. He recently exploded for a career high 32 points against TCU in a game that felt effortless. Peterson is currently averaging over 21 points per game and has become a walking mismatch for every single college guard. He has the physical strength to post up and the handle to create a bucket from anywhere on the floor. In the 2003 draft, the 3rd pick was Carmelo Anthony, an all-time elite scoring threat from day one. Peterson mirrors the same scoring gravity, but does it with the playmaking of a primary guard. NBA scouts are obsessed with his professional pace and his massive 6'10" wingspan at the guard spot. He is the first Kansas freshman in years to lead a Bills self-led team in scoring so convincingly. In almost any other draft year, Darryn Peterson would be the locked-in, no-brainer number 1 pick. His position at number 2 on my board just shows you how historic this talent pool really is. But the real reason this draft beats 2003 is the unicorn sleeper, the Spanish giant, Aday Mara. Standing at 7'3" with an 8-foot wingspan, Mara is finally showing why he was a legend in Spain before he even got here. Now playing for Michigan, Aday is putting up 10 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. But the stats don't tell the whole story. He is arguably the best passing big man in college basketball right now. Mara sees the floor like a point guard, throwing cross-court lasers that big men simply shouldn't be able to. He has finally adjusted to the physicality of the American game, and his stock is currently rising through the roof. While everyone watches the wings, Mara is a defensive anchor who can run an entire offense from the post. He is a sleeper because his impact on winning goes way beyond just his scoring or his block numbers. NBA teams looking for the next Nikola Jokic have Mara on their radar as a potential riser. While he isn't a top 5 lock yet, his unique skill set makes him one of the most intriguing names in this class. Having a 7'3" passing wizard as a sleeper is exactly why 2026 is a legendary collection of talent. Now let's look at the rest of the draft class, specifically the lottery talent that makes this year so top-heavy. You have Caleb Wilson at UNC, a 6'10", hyper-versatile wing who is a nightly double-double threat. He's currently at number 4 on my board, followed by the sharpshooting Nate Amen at number 5. Then you have Mikel Brown Jr. at Louisville, who brings elite point guard play and fuller spacing. Kingston Flemings at Houston is currently one of the fastest, most electric offensive guards in the nation. Down at 8 and 9, I have the physical powerhouse Koa Pete and the athletic Tunde Yesufu. Rounding out the top 10 is Kareem Lopez, the Mexican standout currently making waves in the NBL. In 2003, the talent depth fell off after the top 5. In 2026, we are looking at legitimate franchise pillars all the way down the lottery. These aren't just prospects. They are modern positionless weapons that fit every NBA system. Every team in the NBA lottery this year is going to walk away with a potential cornerstone player. So let's answer the $1 million question. Is the 2026 class actually better than the 2003 class? Let's be real, AJ Dybantsa isn't better than 18-year-old LeBron James. Nobody is. But if you're looking for the deepest collection of elite talent, 2026 wins the battle easily. The average skill level of the top 15 in 2026 is significantly higher than it was back in 2003. These kids have been specifically trained for the modern, high-speed NBA since they were in middle school. They shoot more threes, they switch more on defense, and they process the game at a faster rate. We are seeing a skill revolution led by guys like Dybantsa, Peterson, Boozer, and Wilson. 2003 gave us the legends of the past, but 2026 is going to define the next 15 years of the sport. This draft is the turning point where the old guard finally begins to hand over the keys to the league. When we look back in 10 years, we might be calling 2026 the greatest draft in basketball history. That is my official breakdown of why the 2026 draft is potentially the best ever. Now I want to hear from you in the comments below. This is where we really settle the debate. If you had to choose between the 2003 core or the 2026 depth to build a franchise, which are you taking? Give me your pick and your reason why. I'll be checking the comments to see where you guys stand on the top 10. Also, let me know who your personal sleeper is if it isn't Aday Mara. Don't forget to subscribe so we can hit that 100,000 milestone together and prove that this community is the best in the game. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.